Hey, welcome driver 38 Knives. I got my crew out here to help me say hi and welcome y'all. This week's knife is very special to these dogs right here. They're connected to it. We'll talk about that in a second when we look at it up close. This week's knife is going to be a Case Folding Hunter, 1983. I finished high school in 1983. But anyway, this one is a 2-blade. I think it's carbon steel. It don't have stainless on it anywhere, so I assume it's carbon steel. It has jigged rosewood handles. Jigged rosewood handles. Very nice. Come here. This dog right here, she is possibly the most spoiled dog in America. She is Lady Mary off Downton Abbey and Fallon Carrington off the Dynasty, all rolled into one. And old lover boy here, he is the Dr. Love. I'm talking Casanova. He'll love on anything, people, dogs. I've even seen him licking on cat's ears. I'm telling you, he loves on anything. But anyway, let's look at this knife up close with close-ups, and I'll tell you what it has to do with these dogs. All right, let's get to looking at this knife here. Got it in a black felt sheath. I had to buy it separate. Nice jigged rosewood folding hunter case. Let's go ahead and tell you the story right up front about how this is associated with my dogs. I bought this knife at a gun and knife show in September of last year. It was in 3 different rooms at the show. I walked in, I bought 2 knives on the way in before I ever got to the back room, like a dummy. Now, I get back there and I ain't got much cash with me. But anyway, I get back there and there's a gentleman from Tennessee. And he had 2 of these on the table, just like this, one right beside the other. They looked identical. I mean, you couldn't tell them apart. He had one of them, pretty fair price. I still think I could have got it and made money off of it. It's still a little bit below what I thought it was worth. And then he had this one right beside it, and it was half the price of the one sitting beside it. So I said, man, I says, what's wrong with that knife there? I said, how come you got that 50% off the other one? He says, it's a advertising knife. It's got some advertising on the blade. And I didn't say nothing, but I thought to myself, that ain't nothing to me. I'm gonna buy this knife. So I said, can I look at it? He hands it to me. I pull the main blade. Good Saber ground blade. Clean, nothing on it. So while I'm doing this, he speaks up and he says, the advertising's on the secondary blade. So I did. My wife was with me and she done been in there. As long as she's gonna be in there, she ready to go. So I really didn't care what was on that blade. I just went like that. I paid the man and we left. When we go out the door and get in the car, curiosity is just killing me. Ain't no telling what's on that. Maybe something I don't like. So I pulled the secondary blade and y'all take a look right here. The finest pair in the field. Golden Retriever by Walker. 2 golden retrievers sitting there. Ain't that something? My wife sees that and she says, you ain't never gonna sell that knife and you ain't never gonna trade that knife. That knife will always be at our farm. And what she says goes on that. But anyway, that's the connection to my dogs. We've always had golden retrievers here since 1992. We've had a bunch of them, buried a bunch of them here. And that's been our breed of dog here on this farm. But what's the odds of that, man? I get a knife half or less what I think it's worth, and got this on the blade. Ain't that something? All right. Now that's it with the dog story. So let's get to looking at this knife here. This is a case, pattern 65, folding hunter. And they are big. They're bigger than a buck 110. They're bigger than a hammerhead lockback made by Case. These are 5 1/4. 5 1/4. They're long. This knife here is a 1983. It's got the lightning bolts for the 80s and got 7 dots. So it's a 1983. Does not have what the blade steel is. On the back, does not have what the blade steel is. Alright, this clip blade is what they call Saber ground. See how it comes down and then steps right here, and then comes down again, and then the edge. That's what's called a Saber grind. Y'all see that? Used to be common, but it's uncommon now to find that on a pocket knife. But it used to be common. Saber grind. Alright. That's open. Got a nice point. Blades is still shiny. The nail neck has some texture to it there. It's a nice knife. All right. Opens, shut. Okay. Secondary blade. 6 is for jigged. This is not bone. This is rosewood handle, but it's jigged. So they're going to use the 6 for jigged. 2 for blade, 65 for the pattern, dash SAB. That goes back to the grind on this blade right here. They're calling it a Saber grind. Saber grind. I have lost my focus here. Alright, is that better? Yeah. Sun's really throwing me fits here. Anyway, y'all done seen the dogs. Golden Retriever by Walker. Best pair in the field. And what I understood, Golden Retriever was a brand of hunting boots. Kind of like Timberline and stuff like that. Back then in the 80s, they had a line of boots called Golden Retrievers. Alright, on the back side of this blade, nothing. So, being a 1983 and being a folding hunter, I'm almost positive that this is carbon steel blades. Has the old case shield, oval with the case spelled out. The rosewood looks really nice out in the sun. I try to do my presentations in kind of in the mid-sun shade, y'all know that, but I wanted y'all to see this wood out here in the sun. It's really, really striking. I see no gaps on the back. Brass liners look really good on the wood. Yeah, there we go. Don't that look like the checkering on a Browning shotgun stock? I mean, it really does to me. That looks like old shotgun wood right there. I get that. I dig it. Has no lanyard hole. We'll talk about that in just a second. And the bolster up here is pretty smooth circle coming around there. We'll talk about that in just a second. Okay, is a 5 1/4 inch. It's a clasp style knife is what this is called. And some of them were locking single blades, and some of them were. This is a 2-blade. It's non-locking, of course. Case introduced this pattern sometime in the 1920s. The SAB on the blade stands for Saber ground. We've already went over that. From 1964 to 1980, there was a lanyard hole drilled in these. After 1980, they went to the plain like this right here. Okay, in 1965 is when this smaller head cap started. From 64 down, it was a bigger head cap, and it had kind of a curve in it right here. This was also a little bigger and a little pointed. Okay, so they went to this style in 1965. So what that means is, if you have the old style that's bigger here and a little more pointed here, and it has a factory cut lanyard hole, then you have a rare thing. You have a 1964 only. That's the only ones that's gonna have the hole and the old style frame. It's 1964, 1 year only. You got a gold nugget if you got one of them. Okay, I've read all this on the research, clicked on the research on allaboutpocketknives.com. Very good research material. Y'all look that site up, allaboutpocketknives.com, and up at the top on the 2-bar they have research. You can click on that and you can look up all kind of knives, queens, cameras, shrades, case knives, of course, buck knives. It'll have a lot of reading on there. You can learn a lot of things. Okay, let's look at these blades one more time before we go. All right. Appreciate y'all looking at my knife. If you like this video, click the thumbs up like. If you want to see more of my stuff, hit subscribe, and it'll be in the favorites for you. And leave a comment if you can. See y'all next week.